Hello everyone, and welcome to this spiral tutorial video, where today I'm going to be showing you some little tips and tricks I've learned to hopefully get you to go from this to being able to do things like this consistently. So without further ado, let's begin. First, let's go against our favourite punching bag. Oh, don't worry, we're going to be your punching bag very soon. So the idea here is you want to build as many of these fervors as possible to build as many of these ruptures as possible. The reason being is these ruptures are the key to her damage, and when you build them up, the damage becomes monstrous. This is because the beam hits gain a large attack rating for every rupture on the opponent, which is also increased by a further 30% for each bar of power spent. So, to build the fervors, this is the rotation I use. Parry light, medium, light, backdash twice, then light, medium, light, light, medium. This will allow you to build 15 fervors right at the start of the fight. So let's put it into practice. So light, medium, light, backdash. Do that twice. And then light, medium, light, light, medium, and you've got to your special one and to 15 fervors before the opponent has even been able to get to a special one. Next, we're going to look at the dancing blades. These reduce shock, incinerate, and poison debuffs by 10%, which means if your fervors are high enough, you can purify these debuffs before they have a chance to tick, allowing her to take a lot of fights, including hazard shift. Not only that, but they inflict a 693 vulnerability debuff on the opponent, and this increases the damage dealt by both her beams and her red ruptures as well. Also, the blades can be used to destroy death immunity from Serpent, and immortality from foes like Heimdall and Dark Pheonix. So the blades can be thrown after using a special attack, but after a special one, you need to wait for the timer to expire and turn purple before you're actually able to throw them. However, on a special 2, they're purple straight away and can be thrown immediately. The two things to remember is 1, they can only be performed after a non-combo ending hit, and 2, you must not be in the middle of an attack animation when you launch them. You have to actually be in a blocking animation. So let me show you this slowly. So after the light attack, you can hold block and swipe up, and then you'll have enough time to do another combo afterwards while the stun is on. To show you again, so as soon as the light attack hits, hold block and quickly swipe up. You get more time than you think to get this in before the combo expires. Then you want a medium, light, medium, light, medium, light, light, medium as a rotation. So one more time, a little quicker, block, swipe up, and now full speed. Block, swipe up, and then you can continue the combo afterwards with medium, light, medium, and make sure you use a light attack after so you just squeeze it in before the stun expires. Also, the blades can be used to intercept. If you hold block and swipe up when the opponent dashes in, you can actually use it as an intercept, and it does count for nodes like Ebb and Flow intercept. Next, we're going to look at the general rotation for most fights. So the same as earlier, light, medium, light, backdash, parry twice to build fervors, and then light, medium, light, light, medium into special. Now I'm going to show you what to do after the first special one. It's quite long. So, you want to light, medium, light, use the blades. Then medium, light, medium, light, medium, light, medium into special. And you basically repeat that rotation until the opponent goes down, because you will rebuild your fervors each time they expire. Now we're going to take this into a towers fight to show you again. So light, medium, light, backdash, parry. Do that twice, again to build fervors. Light, medium, light, medium. Now, I'm going to show you another rotation if they use a special. So, after baiting the special, you can medium, 3 lights into blades. Then continue with the medium, light, medium, and then the 5-hit combo. Use another special. Now I'm going to show you what to do with a relic, and this is pretty long, so bear with me. Light, medium, light, blades. Medium, light, medium, but then light, medium into relic. and then light medium into light medium special. This completely rebuilds your fervor from running out to being full again, and allows you to completely stun lock the opponent, which is really useful for towers. Next, we're going to have a look at what she can take. So here we have Serpent, which is the matchup she was designed for. So we light, medium, light, and backdash, normal rotation. The good thing about Serpent is any champion that has a power gain, Spiral will power steal 3% of the power rather than 1%, and her fervors are paused, making it way easier for her to build up, and she steals more of the power while she has the power gain. You use that against him to steal more of the power with the special one while the power gain is active. You see we have another special one, Weaken Dex. This will give him the precision, which increases the power of your ruptures, because for every buff on the opponent, the ruptures do more damage. We use the blades, and he goes down super quick. Easily her best matchup, and probably her fastest matchup as well. She also works very well for Dark Pheonix, so light, medium, light, the normal rotation to build up, and we will get to a special 1 before Dark Pheonix gets the chance to get to special 1. So we're already building up the fervors. You don't really want her to throw special 1 because Spiral cannot actually avoid the unstoppable and she can't nullify it. But if you use the blades, it's often very easy for you to skip the special 1 and just push her straight to special 2. And the good thing is that Spiral's very high hit count is very useful because you can actually get rid of the Nova Flame before it activates. Very similar to a Koye. And then once she gets to her immortality, you just throw the blades and she goes down. Very, very easy fight. And she's just such a good counter for Dark Pheonix, and it's who I personally use on a regular basis. Now we're going to have a look at Red Skull. Little thing to note here is that Spiral increases the ability accuracy of her stun effects by 100%, meaning Red Skull will always be able to be parried. And this basically works for any other champion that also reduces the ability accuracy of your stuns. So she can also stun foes like Magneto or Domino and things like that without having to worry about the stun ability accuracy reduction, which is just a nice little extra bit of utility. But also because Red Skull has 10 armors, you'll see that these ruptures just absolutely melt him due to the damage boost per buff. And yeah, he just goes down very quick. You will see this also works for future Antman, because he also gains a lot of armor ups, and Spiral's fervors will actually bypass the glancing, so you're still able to build your ruptures even when he has a lot of debuffs applied. So she kind of just melts future Antman, especially when he starts building up his armor up buffs. The only thing you've just got to be careful of is just making sure that you don't finish a combo against him, because he will still stun you if he glances that last hit. So I prefer to medium light after the blades, wait a little bit, and then start another light combo, and it just allows you to keep it going. So you'll see here, use the blades, light, medium light, wait, and then just as it expires, I start another combo, and that just means you don't get stunned, and you can just literally melt him down. So yeah, she does work really well for future Antman as well. Next, Nico. So I love using her for Nico because the fact that Spiral can just kind of slow combo and backdash to build her fervors and build up her damage without Nico even getting to a bar of power, it's just really, really handy. So we're at 16 ruptures. We can hold block here. Doesn't matter if she throws the heavy now. And then we can throw this. Get the special 1 off. And then one more special. We can build the fervors here. So we're at 9. Blades, medium, light, medium. Light, medium, light, light, medium. We're back up to 15. She's already dead before we even get a chance to throw another special. So yeah, works very well for Nico in general circumstances. Next we have Jean Grey. Now, doesn't really do anything special for Jean Grey, but Spiral's damage is just so good that she can just take her down very, very quickly just from the rupture damage, so she doesn't have to worry about the exhaustions. Another thing to note is that Spiral doesn't actually benefit from the Mystic Dispersion Mastery in a normal sense. For every rank of Mystic Dispersion you have, it actually increases the duration of her ruptures. And this just allows her to basically build up more damage because you're able to keep your ruptures pause for longer and build up more of them. So I do highly recommend running 5 out of 5 in Mystic Dispersion if you plan to use Spiral. Just an extra note, but as you can see here, the rotation is absolutely just taking down Jean, 29 ruptures, and the fight is completely done. Next, I'm going to show you a hazard shift fight. We're going to take node 43 Sentinel here. This is a tactic fight, but because of the fervors reducing the debuffs by 10% per fervor, once we get above 10 fervors, we basically purify these debuffs instantly. So it makes her really, really good for node 43 and node 18 specifically, because she can basically become pseudo-immune to both debuffs, but she can pretty much take most hazards except from node 45, because the ruptures trigger Conflictor a lot and that can mess her up. But pretty much any other hazard she's fine for. As long as you keep yourself above kind of 10 fervors, you'll be absolutely fine. I will just note, she does need to be high sig or preferably max sig to do this. The lower sig she is, the more fervors she needs. I'm not quite sure the exact sig level where 15 works, but if she's sig 200, as long as you stay above 10 fervors, you will instantly purify the 3 debuffs mentioned, Poison, Shock, and Incinerate. So she's very, very good for this. You can see the Sentinel is going down very, very quickly. So we just need to build up the fervors one more time. One interesting thing to notice here is that you'll see, even though I have 12 fervors, because I put Sentinel to 100, the increased duration did mean they did start to activate, but it didn't really matter by that point of the fight. She still took it down very simply. Last, I want to show you how to use Spiral against Stun Immune, which is basically, you do the same rotation, except you do one extra light, medium, light backdash, and you don't want to parry. So it is a bit harder to use her against Stun Immune, but still entirely possible. The other thing to mention is that obviously the blades do not stun, so you can't use the medium light medium combo, but they still like hit stun long enough that you can do a combo afterwards, even if they're stun immune. So don't be afraid to still use them in the fight. Just remember not to use medium light medium. Just go for a full combo into special, and you'll be absolutely fine. But yeah, as long as you can intercept with the light, you can, or intercept with the blades as I did there, she can take stun immune, no problem as well. It just might take a little bit more time, but she's still fine for it. So yeah, that is it for my Spiral tutorial. I really hope that you've learned a lot from this video, and if you have any feedback, please do let me know in the comments, as well as if you know any other champions you might like me to try and do a little one for. I obviously plan to do maybe a sorcerer one at some point, but there are other champions in the game that I like to use, and I'm sure if there's any that you'd like to see, do let me know. But for now, that's going to do it from me. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Follow me on Twitch in the description, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.